Yo, what up guys, it's Felix from Giant Lifestyle. Welcome back to the first edition of the Six-Figure Motovlogger. So my vision for this series is to have a really awesome intro where I'm leaving the bank on my motorcycle, and with some animation I'm gonna see a bunch of money fly out of my exhaust, spelling the words the Six-Figure Motovlogger. As you guys know, I am an entrepreneur. For the past 5 years I own 3 businesses that do 6 figures a year, and in this video I want to talk about my experience riding my 2019 Kawasaki Ninja 650. This is a 650cc motorcycle, and you know, when I got this about a month ago, a lot of people were talking about, you know, should you go with a 650, should you go with a 400, should you go with a 300, what's the best thing to begin with? And you know, because I do have a YouTube channel, because I do have an online brand, I really wanted the nicest motorcycle possible, because I do have a plan to make the motorcycle actually pay for itself. And you know, I've only made one payment on it. I think the total sales price of the bike was about $64.99 right out the door, no miles on it, brand new. But I wanted to talk about my experience riding this thing, and you know, should you get it as a beginner bike, should you get a smaller bike? Keep in mind, I am 220 pounds, 6'6", so you know, I am pretty, you know, I'm not muscular. I have kind of fell off in the gym, but I do plan to get back because business has just been getting so hectic that I had to dedicate all my time to it. There was no fun, there was no exercise, it was strictly business. And now I'm in a position where I can, you know, actually dedicate time to buying a trainer and doing things like that. But I want to talk about in this video basically my experience, and you know, should you go out and buy a 650, what do I think about this bike? So in my honest opinion, I think this bike is a great beginner bike. I know a lot of people say that it was too fast, but I just don't personally see how the bike is too fast. I think, you know, it has just enough power to be a great experience and a great, you know, time, and just not enough power to not throw you off the bike, or you know, something that you can't handle. Now I have had some experiences where I was downshifting or upshifting, and you might see in this video, you might be like, yo, what's up with you, dude? You're not shifting, you're running the gears too high. And I'm not a master when it comes to clutching. There's a lot of things that I'm not a master at, but that's why I like to ride as much as possible to learn and get better. And I like to learn on roads like this. So as you guys see, as I go down a little farther, you will see the road have less and less cars on it. But then again, it is New Jersey, and then again it is Thursday, and then again it is summertime, so everybody is going down the shore to be at the beach for the weekend. But I wanted to talk about basically the 3 things that I experienced that were kind of shocking, because when you get this, you think, you know, oh, I rode a motorcycle, I know how to ride a bike, and that is totally not the case. That's what I thought. I thought that, you know, it'd be really no different than riding a bike, because once you ride a bike one time, you know how to ride a bike forever. But you know, let me tell you guys about my experience. This riding a bike is just like driving a car for the first time. I don't know if you guys remember how, you know, nerve-wracking it was driving a car, even though my parents and my grandparents let me drive multiple times before I actually had my license. So it wasn't like the first time I've ever was stepping behind a car, but it was still kind of a scary feeling getting on the road with all these cars and not knowing how to maneuver the automobile. And now this is really the same feeling, but you know, kind of even more scary. Now look at the cop in front of me. If I was a total crazy man, I would fly in front of him, but you know, I'm not going to be one of those guys to run from cops. Maybe I will. No, I'm not going to do that, because man, it's not worth risking your life for a $50 ticket. But like I said, man, this is like driving a brand new car. If you've never ridden a motorcycle before, it's like literally driving a new car, just getting your license or just getting your permit and getting on the road. Even when you drive now, it feels like nothing, but you know, the first time you ever did it, I'm sure it was a little frightening. And I want these cars to move so I can really open this bad boy up. Now the 2 other things that kind of, you know, had me feeling a little weird is, you know, turns. Turns can be, you know, really scary. You can't brake in a turn. The dude actually took, my business partner and I took this motor skills course. Look at that house. And you know, he actually fell off the bike twice in the class, and they actually removed him from the class. So if you brake in a turn, or if you take a turn too fast, you could really have some issues, man. In fact, I dropped the bike one time going really slow in a turn, and you look down. Wherever you want the bike to go, that's where you really need to look. So even like situations like that, I gotta, okay, let's go, baby. Woo! And man, this thing is like a super stress reliever. So that's the second thing, man, is turns. Turns are a little nerve-wracking, but still, for a 650 bike, like, I don't know what the difference from what I just did right there would have been to a 300. I think the 650 is perfect. If you want to get a 600, I think that's doable as well, but I think the 650 has enough power for you to really learn on it. And then the third thing that was a big fear of mine when I first started riding, and you guys might have seen it on my first video where I went on the highway, like my first ride, which was my first ride besides when I rode this thing home from the dealership and my buddy followed me in his Maserati. Go check out my Maserati review video if you guys want to see what that car is all about. It's a pretty cool car. But he followed me home in his Maserati, and then, you know, that was my first ride, and then my real ride was that video that I uploaded. And I was so scared that the wind was going to throw me off the bike, but I've gone, the fastest I've gone in this is I think 95 when I was on the highway, and it's not me going crazy demon speeding, but these cars out here speed, man, and if you don't keep up with them, they'll attempt to run you off the road. It's kind of crazy, but it's true. So, you know, those are kind of the three things that I've experienced with riding a 650 or a Ninja 650. But in all honesty, man, this is a great bike. I'm going to tag some different, you know, themes for my brand of Giant Lifestyle on the bike. But in all honesty, I don't think it's a fast bike. I think you just have to you have to learn the mechanics and the skills to actually ride a bike like this, because you know, if I were to jump on like a 1000cc bike, I think that might have been too fast, but I think I could have learned it as well. I don't think it would have been impossible. It would have just had so much power, because I have, like I said, been shifting up or down and felt like I was literally going to get thrown off the bike, but now I can control it. And then just learning the shifting as well, because I've never drove a clutch before. It's not like I drove a clutch, so I knew how I was a master at shifting up or down. And that's another thing right there. I still sometimes feel weird like, you know, letting go of the clutch at the light. Sometimes I've stalled at the light and it's like kind of embarrassing. But man, I've had a lot of great experiences on this, and you know, I do like the community that comes with the bikers. I've met some bikers already, and it's a really cool community, but you just have to really brushing up on your skills and be safe out there, because these cars will not see you, and they are aggressive, and if you can ride in the pack, I highly recommend it. But like I said, just to wrap it up, the three things that kind of, you know, were a little shaky to me when first riding is like you're literally just learning again. It's like you never had your license. That's how it feels, at least for me, if you've never jumped on a bike before. The second thing is, you know, the turns. I still feel a little shaky in turns, but really just look where you want to go and the bike will take you there. And then the third thing is, the first time you jump on the highway, you're going to think that the wind is going to literally blow you off the bike. It's kind of a frightening feeling, but I've gone, you know, almost 100 miles an hour on this bad boy, and you know, I didn't fall off the bike, so you're good. You just have to really learn the mechanics, and you know, I wish everybody could get a bike, man. It's a great experience. So if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a comment and a like below. Make sure to subscribe for more moto videos, and no, I hate roads like this.